Geno, this is the second game in a row where Kristin has kind of dominated the first period and got you guys off to the good start. So is that something you've asked her to do? And then she kind of also has kind of disappeared after that in these last two games. So is it just telling her to go out full force and get you guys off to these starts, or what is her role then?
Yeah, there hasn't been anything specifically that's been said or done that's changed anything. I just think that this time of year, you know, if you're a senior and you're at UConn, you have to have an impact on the game. Every game that you play, you have to come out and feel good about the impact you've had. You know, Kristin's a very streaky player. You know, when things are going great, she's really, really, really good. And then when things start to go a little bit sideways, she kind of loses her aggressiveness. And that's something that we have talked about, staying aggressive. But to start the game like that, that's, you know, especially with Paige not in the starting lineup, you need somebody that's got to do it, you know, and she's the perfect candidate for that. And she gets a lot of opportunities, you know. She's just making the most of them right now.
Aaliyah only finished with 8 points today, but she had such a huge impact on the game today. I mean, you've talked about her the last couple of weeks. She's just in a great place right now where she's bringing a physicality every game at this point.
Yeah. For the longest time, we were trying to find out, you know, why there was such a difference from last season to this season. And I think the change has been so noticeable. I can't put my finger on why, but she's practicing better. She's playing better. She's more confident. She's getting more things accomplished, and the games reflect that. You know, when you look at the intangible parts of the game, yeah, but you know, the 11 rebounds today, that's a tangible thing. You know, the 8 points, but to me, it's just the way she looks and the way it feels having her out there right now. That's really, really good.
Do you kind of have a sense that maybe your team has caught a second wind at a time when maybe some other teams are kind of getting tired from the season? You guys have kind of picked up a little something, picked up on that.
There might be some of that. There might be. I worry. This time of year, I always worry anyway, but I worry about, making sure that we're healthy mentally, you know, because to me, physically, people aren't going to change that much, you know. People are going to, I think, get smarter if they want to over a course of a month-long tournament. You know, the month of January, people can start getting a little bit more, you know, intelligent basketball-wise. But I don't think they're going to change that much physically. And we had a lot of players play a lot of minutes. But it's funny because we had players play a lot of minutes, and then they would have 2 weeks off. And then somebody else would have to play a lot of minutes, and then they get 3 days off or 4 days off. So no one's been out there long enough where you could say, you know, they got worn out this year, or they got enough stamina that they can go a whole year or a whole tournament. So we're in a perfect situation in terms of we have players that have played a lot of minutes, that can go a lot of minutes if they had to. We have players that are raring to go to play more minutes because they haven't played hardly at all this year. When you take the game AZ had today, you know, 3 weeks ago we lost it. We might have lost today's game if we can't get those points, because Dorka might not have had them. He might not have had them. But there's this feeling now that we know we're going to get them. We just don't know from where. And for a while there, it was Paige in the beginning, and then it became Caroline, and then it became AZ. And, now we just know we're going to get them. We just don't know where, which I guess that's a good thing.
Talked about being mentally healthy. Is that where Evina is right now? I mean, for her to come off the bench as well as she has been, lead you in scoring today, it just seems like she's in a good spot.
Yeah. Listen, when a coach changes your role, you can go one of two ways. You can embrace it, and make the most of it and actually shine in that role, or you can, feel slighted in some way, or especially when you're a senior, and then it goes the other way and you get nothing accomplished. So I have a lot of respect for the way she's handled this, and for the longest time too, she was the first guard off the bench, right? And now the Paige is around. Sometimes I go to E, sometimes I go to Paige. Depends on what I'm looking for out there. And then I just got a feeling halfway through the game. I said, we need to put E in the game. And she makes 2 straight threes from the corner, right? Or one from the corner, one from in front of us. So she's doing a little bit of everything. And it's a lot better than a lot of nothing. The conference tournament thing for us, it has been a long time, it's been something that we've taken great pride in, and we've never taken it for granted. I think teams and programs go through peaks and valleys, and our peaks are pretty high, and our valleys over the years have not been too low. So we managed to stay at or near a certain level, But I have to tell you, I told the team today, this last month, I don't know, maybe since the Marquette game at Marquette, the fourth quarter at that game, maybe since, I don't know, maybe since the Villanova game, since we lost the Villanova game here. I don't know. But there was a point in time that we started to look like the UConn teams of old. And it's taken a long time to get there. Now I just hope we can stay there for another 15 years, but it's taken a long time to get back there. We've never taken it for granted, but I know when I see it, and I know a lot of people watching, we're like, this is what I'm used to. This is what I'm used to seeing UConn do in past years. And that hasn't necessarily been there in the last 4 or 5 years. So I'm more excited about that than whatever number this is or whatever number tomorrow is.
Geno, I know you have some more work to do in your own neighborhood tomorrow night, but looking at the national picture and the South Carolina loss and LSU and Louisville, just how wide open do you consider this national tournament this year? And do you care what you're seated and where you play?
Yeah. No, I really don't. We've talked about this at home with our guys that are around us a lot. You earn your spot. You earn your place. So at the beginning of the season, they say, these are the 4 places. And now everybody has the same chance to earn those 4 spots. And for the last 15 years, however long, we're a number one seed. So we go wherever that place is. And it's not like people are lined up from here to Chicago bidding to host so there's only so many that are going to do it. And, UConn gets this reputation of, they're always playing close to home. Yeah, well, that tends to happen when you're undefeated and you're number 1 seed, right? So we earned that. Well, this year, somebody else may have earned it, probably. And so wherever they put us, that's where we're going to go. And looking at today and looking at some, I don't know that much that I don't know how much that's changed. Maybe the teams that were slated to go wherever they were slated to go are still going to go there anyway. I just know that wherever they had us 3 weeks ago, I don't think they have us there anymore.